What's going on, guys? Back at it like a crack at it. Y'all know what time it is. UFC fight night in France. We got Benoit Saint Denis versus Money Renato Money Moicano. And yeah, so let's buzz it wide open. The first fight is gonna be Balaji Oki and Chris Duncan. Right out the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and take Chris Duncan here. I think that Balaji Oki is not good. He's an athletic guy, kind of an explosive guy in the first round. But outside of some athleticism, I think he's open when he strikes. I think straights down the middle, a lot of jabs can catch him. He leaves himself open when he strikes. I don't think his cardio is going to hold up in the third round. And Chris Duncan, man, he's been mixing in a little bit of wrestling lately. And if he does that, I think that and his the fact that he's been around for quite a while, that is going to give Oki some trouble here. I'm not high on him as a dog, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Chris Duncan. So, yeah, I'm going to take Chris Duncan off the bat. Another thing is, if Chris Duncan, the only way he loses this fight is if he gets knocked out. And I don't think he's going to get knocked out outside of the first. So you may want to live bet this. But yeah, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be kind of a little nervous for that first round. But after that, man, I think he's going to run through him. I just think he's a better fighter. And Chris Duncan is my pick. Then we've got Jacqueline Cavalcante versus Nora Canole. Or Canole, however she says it. These girls have fought before. And Jacqueline won. I think Nora is horrible. I just don't think she's that good. She has looked improved every time you see her, and we do like to see that, right? But, she's lost already before. She got knocked down a couple times in that. I'm pretty sure she got knocked down once or twice, maybe 3 times in that fight. She was getting beat up. So, just based on the fact that I'm probably not betting this anyway, and she's already been beat before, and I think that Cavalcante's a better fighter, I'm going to go with Cavalcante here. Next up is Daniel Barres versus Victor Altamirano. I was kind of with Victor Altamirano at first. I thought maybe he'd be a little more well-rounded, have a little bit better cardio, and kind of steal this fight towards the end. This is a very close fight, and to be honest, that could very well happen. But I'm going to go with the guy who I think's got a little more finishing potential because it is a close fight. Go with the guy who's got a better chance of finishing it. So for me, I'm going to go with Barres. Next up is Taylor Lapilus versus Taylor Lapilus versus it's Aylin Perez versus Daria. Y'all know I ain't fixing to say that. Canova. Zelinzanova. Daria versus Aylin Perez. There might be a little hometown cooking, to be honest. So a split decision would be an interesting prop here, for real. Split decision for Daria. But outside of her getting some hometown cooking, I think Aylin Perez is also constantly improving. I think she's going to be bigger out there. She's going to be stronger out there, and she's going to do what she does. So I'm going to take Twerk City, Miss Aylin Perez. That's about it for that one. Then we got Ludovic Klein we got Taylor Lapilus versus Vince Morales. Vince Morales is a tough guy, got a lot of heart, comes forward, been around the block. He's fought guys similar to Taylor Lapilus before and kind of came up empty. He could spoil the party, but I don't see a whole lot in him that's going to make me confident in that. I think that Taylor Lapilus will do what Taylor Lapilus does, and I think he's a sure pick here. Then it's Ludovic Klein. I'm sorry, I've been excited for this one. This is a great match. A lot of people are kind of crapping on it. Roosevelt Roberts is always a threat, man. He is a well-rounded fighter. He's pretty crafty on the feet. Really good in the early part of the fight. We've probably seen his ceiling. And Yeah, I just don't see him getting past a guy like Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein needs to also be fighting some, like, give him a top 15 or top 20. I mean, get this guy up there in the rankings, because they keep giving him fights that I just think are beneath him, man. We want to see this guy start taking that next step. So with a good finish here, I hope that we'll see that. And I'm going to take Ludovic Klein. Next up, I'm going to take Omar Sy over Dawood Jung. Dawood Jung, he just hasn't looked like himself lately. I don't see a real tenacity and fighting spirit out of him anymore. I don't see that confidence in him anymore. And this Omar Sy guy, I'm not going to tell you he's good because I haven't seen enough of him yet. You know, I think he still has a lot to prove, but this is a test that he should pass. And I think confidently that Omar Sy is going to win this one, y'all. Then we got Ian Cutelaba versus Ivan Erslan. I don't know much about Ivan Erslan. I went back and skimmed through some of his old fights. He looks like he's a KO guy. This is going to be like a unreliable KO guy versus unreliable KO guy. Man, this is a good card. I mean, I don't know why, but Ian Cutelaba is actually one of my favorite fighters. So it's cool having him on here because Brendan Allen's also on here, who, if you follow me enough, that's one of my favorite fighters. And then we'll get more into him. Big fan of Moicano. So this is made for me, man. These are my fighters. Like, I love watching these guys. Brian Battle's on here. I met Brian Battle. He's cool as hell. So I'll always be a fan of him, and I love his improvement. But I don't know why I'm talking about all that right now, but I'm just excited for this card, and I want to make sure y'all know that. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, Ian Cutelaba is gonna be my pick. But if it gets out of the first round, I think you're going to see Ian Cutelaba come out hard like he always does. And he should get a knockout over Ivan Erslan. But if he don't get that finish and he starts wrestling, he starts huffing and puffing, I expect him to get knocked out by Ivan Erslan. I may do a small parlay with Ian Cutelaba, but most likely it's not worth the bet for me. They're both 50-50 fighters. But I'm going to go with my favorite, because that's my guy. I like him. I don't know why. He reminds me of, if any of you old heads remember, Carlos Vimola. Carlos Vimola. For some reason, I used to like that guy too. He's from the Czech Republic. He fought like in the 2010s, 2012s, 2008s, that kind of era. So shout out if you know him. Then we got Fares Zaim versus Matt Frevola. I'm taking Matt Frevola. I'm pretty high on him here as a dog. I don't think Fares Zaim is that good. I don't think he's aggressive enough. I don't think he's got what it takes, man. I think Matt Frevola can overwhelm him. He's got good enough wrestling. We've seen Fares Zaim taken down before. I think Matt Frevola's a live dog, y'all. And I'm going to take him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he got a finish. Then we got Morgan Charrier versus Gabriel Miranda. Pretty cut and dry here. I'm going to take Morgan Charrier. Next up, Kevin Gisette versus Brian Battle. Love me some Brian Battle, like I already talked about. He's improved every time you see him. He's a threat on the ground, of course. His hands are looking better. Kevin Gisette is probably one of his biggest tests, if not his biggest test, because Gisette is a bad motherfucker. And he can strike and he can submit you. But I think Brian Battle is at a trajectory. I think he's heading way more up. I really like Brian Battle. Maybe I'm a little bit of a homer. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. But I'm sticking with my man Brian Battle here. Then we got William Gomis versus Joanderson Brito. I think Joanderson Brito will win this. He's powerful. He's beat the right guys. He's done the right things. But William Gomis can frustrate Brito and have Brito maybe missing a lot. And you could see a really boring, weird fight, and Brito just looks like he's getting stumped. He can't find that shot. And if he can't find that shot, Gomis might be a small dog here. But I'm going to take Brito. Next up, we got Nasruddin Imavov versus Brendan Allen. I have flip-flopped on this. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Brendan Allen is one of my favorite fighters. A lot of people tell me I constantly overrate him, and I constantly underrate Imavov. I have picked Imavov to lose twice this year in main events, and I am 22-7 in main events this year. So I've been doing well. Two of those were fights that he won. So it's hard for me, but I'm gonna take Imavov. Sorry about that, y'all. Looks like I went over my usual 10 minutes. I may have to start doing some more, just do YouTube or maybe pre-record these. I usually just try to make it 10 minutes, get through it. You know, this is my UFC quick picks video. But yeah, sometimes I've just got a lot to say, man, and when I'm excited about the fights. So I apologize for that. I may cut this out and just keep on cruising. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm gonna take Nasruddin Imavov, which is crazy because I'm a guy who's always picking Brendan Allen. I'm a guy who believes in Brendan Allen. I'm a local Louisiana guy myself. Don't live there now, but I was born there and my family is from there. So, you know, got the ties to Louisiana. So I've always liked the guy. And a lot of people, I swear to God, I've typed Brendan Allen's future champ, Brendan Allen's future champ. And a lot of people like clown me for that. And I don't get it, man, because he's just that good. He could be champion. I'm telling you right now. But I might overrate him a little bit. I think he's got everything he needs to win this fight. But I think Nasruddin Imavov is such a sniper. Sometimes he's a little bit slow and a little bit lazy, and Brendan Allen could take advantage of that. But Nasruddin, I think, has got that striking, man. And he may not look good in the first, but I think towards the end he's going to pick up some steam. And I don't see Brendan Allen having a pretty striking match with a guy like Nasruddin Imavov. And I don't see him submitting him. I just don't. I hope I'm wrong. I don't care if I lose money. I like Brendan Allen. I think he wins this fight. He's right up there for a title shot. But, and I'm not going to bet a lot on the main event. I'm sorry, not the main event. This co-main event, because I do think it's that close. I think a lot of people are just writing off Brendan Allen. That's a mistake. But like I said, it's a 50-50 fight. Now, what do I usually tell y'all? In a 50-50 fight, if I feel even 51%, I'm taking the dog because the value's there. But in this fight, I'm not going to do that. I am going to take Nasruddin Imavov because I feel like his striking ability on his striking is just a lot cleaner. It's going to look a lot better, and it's in France, guys. And I think that's going to play a big part if this is a close fight. So I'm going to play it safe here. I am going to take Nasruddin Imavov, but I think Brendan Allen's a solid dog, and that submission's always live. I might even hedge this bet, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm not cheating. I'm going to make the pick, and the pick is Nasruddin Imavov. But I will be putting my money on Brendan Allen as well. A little bit of both, but nothing big here because it is that close. So a little flip-floppy on that one, y'all, but it's a tough one for me. And it's just crazy because I have picked Nasruddin Imavov to lose a lot, and he keeps proving me right. I mean, he keeps proving me wrong. And now here I have the perfect chance to fade him against a guy that I always pick, and I'm not doing it. And I'm going to feel so bad if Brendan Allen wins, man, because he's my guy. I love the guy. Anytime I can talk about him, I talk about his skill set, where he's from and everything. And then I have the chance right here to pick him, and I don't do it. So I am going to take Nasruddin Imavov. I ain't happy about it, but I just feel like he's got that 51% chance. So I'm rolling with it. Hope I'm wrong, but I'm rolling with it. Then the main event, man. The main event, awesome. Both these guys are great to watch. Big fan of both of them. I've met Money Moicano. He probably doesn't remember me. It was a very brief meeting. Hilarious. Big fan. But I can't back him here. I think he gets hit too much. And I think a guy like Benoit Saint Denis is going to hit him. If it goes late, maybe the submission threat's there, but I don't have any cardio. I honestly don't think Benoit Saint Denis has any cardio issues. As the fight goes, it gets more slippery. It's a 5-round fight. Moicano standing up with Benoit Saint Denis for 5 rounds, I think he's bound to get caught, y'all. And yeah, so submission prop might be live. And you guys know I will get you some prop bets. My my parlays, all my picks. I'll have those for you first thing in the morning. So come back and check the page. That's when I'm going to do my official picks. I usually do this on Tuesdays. So now that it's been a little bit later, we're later now into Wednesday, I'm pretty much sure on who I'm picking, but sometimes I do flop on those. So you always want to check those. And those are my bets. I'll give you a couple props. I always leave a disclaimer. I'm not a prop guy. I like to play fun props that, sprinkle a little bit here and there, get those weird ones. I've done it before. I've hit plus 1,000, plus 800, plus 500, plus I think the highest one I ever hit was like maybe plus 2,000 or something like that. Weird submissions. I just think it's fun, but I try to get ones that I believe will hit, obviously. But yeah, I only play plus money props. So if you're here for the props, again, that's just something I do for fun because people ask. My specialty is in picking underdogs. I am like 7-1 right now on underdogs or something like that. My underdogs are still hitting. And I got killed. Y'all know I didn't say I got killed. I went 50-50. I went 5 of 5 on No Shea. And if you watch my UFC, what had happened was I explained that I had Valentina and Marab, and I flipped on them at the end, and I paid the price. So that was actually one of my worst cards this year. My worst card this year actually went negative, which I don't think I've ever done or haven't done for quite a long time, was the Sergey Spivak and Marcin Tybura card. That killed me. This was probably second best so far this year. But, we still broke even. My big bet didn't cash. I don't know. I'm all over the place today, y'all. But, yeah, so those are my picks. I'm going to go with, just so we can do the rundown real quick. Let me make sure I got this up so I can make sure because sometimes I'll make it and then I'll totally forget. So just so I can make sure I got everything for y'all, okay? We are going to go with, I might have to cut this part out. It's taking too long. Yeah, so we are going to go with Benoit Saint Denis over Moicano. We are going to go with Imavov tentatively over Brendan Allen. We're going to go with Joannison Brito over Gomis. But I do think Gomis is live. I think he could frustrate Brito, but I think we're going with Brito there. I like the Brito prop as well on knockout, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it or not. We'll let y'all know tomorrow. Taking Brian Battle. I think he gets it done here. Morgan Charrier. We're taking Morgan Charrier. We're taking Matt Frivola. That's probably gonna be our dog this week. We're taking Ion Kutalaba tentatively over Ivan Urslan, whatever his name is. And then we're going to take Omar Sy over Jung. We're going to take Klein over Roberts. We're going to take Taylor Lapalus, Aylin Perez, Danielle Barez, Jacqueline Cavalcante, and Chris Duncan. So those are my picks, man. I'll get the parlays and everything up for you guys tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty confident about these parlays. I think we're going to get back in the swing of things. Because all I hit last time was a dog and an overprop. We're going to do better this time, y'all. So stick with me. I appreciate the love, appreciate the hate, appreciate the discourse. And until I see y'all next time, let's get paid. Toodles.